So in my political videos about the United States, I often talk about all of the chaos that Donald Trump has caused. The fear, the separation, the anger, the sadness, the fighting. And I talk about how the United States is currently an energetic match for bad things via the law of attraction. Because as a country, our thoughts, our feelings, our actions are all triggering universal energies, and how universal energies are responding to that negative energy that we are giving off as a country right now. And I was thinking about other countries and how they trigger the law of attraction and how they are an energetic match for bad things as well. So I started focusing on countries such as Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, where their cultural practices and how they oppress women make them an energetic match for bad things. Women are not allowed to have jobs, make money, own property, have a voice, make their own decisions. They have no free will. They can't show their face or bodies or ankles in public. They're completely squelched. And, they can't get an education. So they have to follow these rules that were made by men. And men such as their husbands, fathers, brothers, etc. The men are up here and the women are down here. Well, the problem is that everything about those cultural practices have nothing to do with the divine himself. So I wanted to make a list of things that represent the divine and how he works, because this is the truth and the light. And the truth and the light is God. It is the divine. So what does the divine stand for? Self-love. Well, you guys have that nailed. I'll give that to you. Self-love is the highest virtue. So men, I will give that to you. You are demonstrating quite a bit of self-love. I'll give you that. It's egoic. It's from your ego, and ego doesn't exist in the light. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for the rest of it. I'll say, okay, yes. You guys have pretty strong self-love going on there. Okay, well, love for others. Where's that? Do you think it's loving to rob people of their personal power and free will and control them? Do you think that's loving? Well, nope, it's not. So you do not have that going on in your culture. Love for others, it's not loving to oppress people. Respect. Do you feel like you're showing the women in your culture respect? No. Why? Because they have no free will. And the divine is extremely, extremely respectful of human free will. Your culture isn't. So, nope. And along those free lines, the same lines as free will, what about personal power? Do the women in your culture have any personal power? No, you're robbing them of it. Nope, they don't have that either. You're supposed to have personal power for men and women. Equality. Is there equality going on? Nope. Don't have that either. The divine wants to know why there are no female priests, by the way. Just so you know. That's his attitude. Why aren't there any female priests? Views us as the same. He views us, men and women as equal. Now, another thing is life purpose. What were you put on this planet to do? How are you sharing your God-given gifts and talents with humanity? What were you put on this planet to do? Well, your wife isn't allowed to get a job, so she's not allowed to use her God-given gifts and talents to help humanity. So you just pulled your wife away from her life purpose, and her life purpose is her truth. Her truth comes from the divine and the light, so you just pulled your wife away from God and towards the dark. So what does that mean you are? It means you are working for the dark. You, as an individual, are working for the dark. So this is where I'm asking you to separate yourself out from your culture. Here's the problem. Your culture is doing all this, so you're just going to sit there and blend in like, well, this is what I was born into. This is what I was taught. So what do you want me to do? I want you to go up against your own culture. I want you to rage against the machine. Here's why. Unfortunately, you aren't exactly blending into the walls. Why? Because you as an individual have free will. And like I said, the divine is extremely, extremely respectful of human free will. You have it. You just do. And you'll continue to have it. The divine will not take away your free will. But the problem is, you have human free will as an individual. So what are universal energies doing? Universal energies are responding to you as an individual. So what are you doing as an individual? You are demonstrating total and complete abuse of power over women. Now, unfortunately, this is a huge sore spot for the divine. This is a huge no-no for him because the divine is all-powerful, but he doesn't abuse his power. As a matter of fact, he holds back a lot, and he picks and chooses where he uses his power. So for him to watch mortals abuse theirs is just a huge pet peeve for him. It's a huge problem. It really gets his goat. So I just want to let you know what you're doing every single day by oppressing women. You are giving God the middle finger every day. I'm just telling you what you're doing. You can disagree with me. I'm just telling you what's happening. You are literally waking up every day deciding to treat your wife this way as an individual because they don't care about your culture. You're held responsible as an individual and an individual soul. And you are giving God the middle finger and saying, my wife is not the same status as me, and I'm going to oppress her and treat her this way. And the divine is not okay with that, but he will let you have free will, and he will allow you to give him the middle finger every single day. But the problem is, you don't want to give him the middle finger because the truth is the light. So you want to be aligned with the truth. You want to be aligned with the divine. You are a spark of the divine. The truth actually lies inside of you. So what I'm asking you to do is get in touch with your gut and your heart and pay close attention to how they feel when you treat your wife that way. When you oppress your wife, does your gut feel relaxed and open or closed and tight? I guarantee you it feels closed and tight. That is your intuition, your connection to the divine telling you what you're doing is wrong. You are not aligned with truth. You are not aligned with the light. You are aligned with dark. And when you are aligned with dark, that is exactly what you attract to yourself via the law of attraction. Now, unfortunately, universal energies don't sit there and say, oh, it's cool. Sorry, we didn't realize that you've been taught this your entire life. Sorry, we didn't realize that was your culture. We'll just leave you alone. Nope. The law of attraction is going to attack your entire country. The law of attraction is going to attack your entire country. Your entire country, your entire area following these cultural practices is going to be an energetic match for disease, accidents, loss of opportunity, loss of money, loss of relationships, depression, anxiety. Your soul is a magnet. And those bad things are what you will have attracted to yourself as a soul by being aligned with the dark and by choosing to stay aligned with the dark every single day. I've seen women try to rescue themselves by getting jobs, try to get money, try to, get a job or something. They can't. They can't, because if their husband won't let them or their dad won't let them, they can't. They don't have any power. And they won't be able to get any power because those men will completely hold them down. No, don't get an education. No, don't get a job. What are you doing, dummy? Know your place. Go cover up your face and hide yourself and sit in the corner. Do as you're told. I have control over you because I'm the man. It's all ego and abuse of power. So universal energies are responding to your culture and you, and unfortunately you are leading a lower level of existence whether you know it or not. You might think, hey, this is really cool. I got my own slave. I view my wife as my personal property. How cool is this? It's like, no, well, the universe doesn't think that's so cool after all. So what are you doing? As an individual, you're waving your hands in the air. I mean, this is after you give God the middle finger. You're waving your hands in the air and you're saying, hey, God, I have lessons to learn. I have lessons to learn as a soul, all about abuse of power, respecting others, not robbing them of their personal power, honoring their free will, not trying to control them. I have all sorts of lessons to learn about this. Hey, universe, can you make sure my soul learns these lessons? And the universe says, of course we will. We want soul's growth. We want personal growth and development. We want self-improvement. We want you to be aligned with the light. And you're not, so we're worried about you. So we're going to make sure you learn these lessons. And what goes around, comes around. Those lessons are called karma. Now, karma often feels like punishment, when really it's meant to teach and to show. So if I was going to sit you down in a classroom and talk to you about why you shouldn't treat your wife that way, are you going to sit there and take notes and walk out of that classroom and say, okay, Christine, thanks, I'm better now, everything's cool? No. And the universe knows that because the universe can see all aspects of your soul. So what is the universe going to do? They're going to put you in your wife's shoes, except it might be more severe, such as in your next lifetime, you come back as a pig who is abused by its owner. So you yourself are a victim of abuse of power, and you are shown what it's like and how it feels so that you don't do it again. Karma is often about trading places, and it's often about you being placed in those shoes and shown what you did. So, unfortunately, what goes around comes around, and yeah, that's how you learn lessons, is via karma. But this is all meant to show you. It's not meant to punish you. It's meant to improve you as a soul and make you a closer energetic match for the divine. Because believe it or not, karma actually helps you gain virtues. And when you gain virtues, your soul becomes a closer energetic match for the divine himself. So that's why it's important. But this is unfortunately universal truth and how the universe works. The universe is constantly responding to your soul. Whether you know it or not, you command universal energies with your free will decisions. You command universal energies with your thoughts and your feelings and your actions. So that's why I'm hoping that you guys change your thoughts, feelings, attitudes, beliefs, and actions so that they are aligned with the light. So that they are aligned with self-love, love for others, respect, free will, personal power, equality, life purpose, etc. Because right now, you're not aligned with any of that. Your culture is not aligned with who the divine is at all whatsoever. So what am I asking you to do? I'm asking you to journal. I'm asking you to turn inward because the truth is inside of you. Because you have a piece of the divine living inside of you. I'm asking you to turn inward and really question whether or not you think this is okay at your core. Tune into your moral compass and your intuition and your heart. Does this really feel right to you? When you look at your wife's sad eyes because she can't get an education or she can't get a job or she can't go out in public without you. When you see the sadness in her eyes, does that feel okay to you? Does that feel right to you? Does that feel like something our Creator would agree with? Because your wife is also a spark of the divine. And she is also your equal. And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.